Take a
Yeah.
break for a second and tell me about TFC versus NYC. TFC, top of Group C, 1 win, 2 ties, 6 goals for, 5 goals against, versus NYC, who are third in Group A with 1 win, 2 losses, 2 goals for, and 4 goals against.
All right. Well, I have that written down. I was going to say that. Then you went ahead and did it. You want to take the prediction from me too? You want to go ahead and just do the rest of it? Yeah, you do your weird faces over there. So Toronto, they were exciting to watch this group stage, but that's because every game was a goal fest, with the exception of the last game. So where was the good and where was the bad? Let's have a look at their goal differential. So they got 6 goals that they scored this group stage. That's pretty good. I feel like they should have a pretty high goal difference. Just kidding. They have a 1 goal difference because they conceded 5 goals. So it's very clear to see where the good and the bad is for Toronto. Their attack has been kicking off while their defense has been kicking rocks.
Oh, I like that. That's clever.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. The 2 best players for Toronto in the knockout stage, I feel like it was pretty obvious. It was Pozuelo and Akinola. They were so threatening in front of goal, and they accounted for 5 of Toronto's 6 goals. So they pretty much were the attack for Toronto. I mean, they were doing everything for them. And then obviously, like I said, defense was the weak point. They absolutely need to improve there. And I'm looking at Omar Gonzalez and I'm looking at Chris Mavinga because they looked lackluster and they looked slow. And it's not like you have the guys to replace him because Simon and Zavaleta didn't look better. So it's going to come down to these guys, and they got to step it up and they got to play better. And I don't think a lack of speed necessarily should be an excuse for bad performances because Per Mertesacker made an entire career out of having slower speed than Yoenis Cespedes running the bases. So they can figure it out. And if they do, and that attack keeps firing along, to be that dangerous team we all know and hate to go up against in knockout rounds. But if the defense keeps looking like they have been, then NYC is definitely a team that could exploit that, and they could finally get that attack kicking off again. And segue, speaking of NYC, I know NYC are still in the tournament right now, which is more than we can say for the rest of our teams, but they've been really disappointing. And despite the fact that they had the slow start at the beginning of the season, I think we all expected more out of this team. We expected them to be better than they were. But despite the fact that they didn't play great, they're still here. They're still in it. That's all that matters. You didn't have to play great. You're in the next round. In terms of best player, it's tough. I went with Margarita because why not? And I think that a lot of players need to step up if they want to make a run in this playoff, especially on the attacking side of things. Obviously, you had 0 goals in the early part of the season, and then you got 2 in this tournament, which 2 is still not great. It's better than 0, don't get me wrong. Easy math. 2 is greater than 0. But it wasn't great.
Since when?
You call yourself a math person. I expect more from Castellanos, Medina, and Matrita. And this isn't me saying that they're bad. It's just that I expect more from them. And I think this is a matchup that could be beneficial for them if they can use their speed to get in behind. They can definitely outpace Toronto's back line. That's for sure. And then obviously they need Sean Johnson to step up because if he played better in the knockout stages, I think NYC more comfortably go through to the next round. Obviously, we know in game against Philly, he probably should have made a better effort to save the goal. And that would have obviously at least got them 1 point. Maybe it would have changed things and they could have had 3. But he needs to step up. He needs to play like the Sean Johnson that we know and put on Mount Rushmore's. So with all that being said, I think that Toronto will win this one 2-1.
First time, by the way, you've gone against NYC in this pick'em. Every game you have picked NYC to win.
Well, look who they were playing against.
I believe. Hold on. Yeah, you had 9 points for NYC in terms of predictions.
Yeah, they played Miami, Orlando, and Philly. And
I gave them 1 point.